Welcome back to Mission Connections, a program brought to you especially from Muskegon Rescue Mission to the community that we live in. Now, if you joined us for our first half, you know that this is Char sitting next to me. But if you're just joining us, let me again introduce Char, new face to the community and kind of new around the mission, but we're getting pretty used to it at this point. Okay. We're pretty used to this. But Char, when did you join the mission?
June 20th.
June 20th. So that's only a couple weeks ago. About 2 weeks into the job, 2.5 weeks maybe. So she's kind of a newbie yet.
Yes.
You know, you're learning really fast. Though.
I am.
But Char is, and we talked a lot this during the first half of the program. Char has a double job, two different jobs actually. One is Community Ministries and the other one is with our volunteers. Now the first half of the program we talked a lot about our volunteers, so we're not going to go back to that. We're just going to say to you, if you're just joining us, if you want to volunteer with us, no matter you're young, you're middle-aged, you're old, you have kids, you have grandkids, whatever it is, you have a youth group, a work group from work, we love you all.
Yes.
And we'd love to have all of you come. But you need to talk to Char, and that is simply by calling 727-6090. Ask for Char.
Yes.
And we're going to go over this again at the end, and we'll give you some numbers again. But now what we want to do is talk about the other hat that you wear. Okay, we've taken off her community, her volunteer hat.
Right.
We'll put on the Community Ministries hat.
Yes.
And Char also does our Community Ministries. Now that ministry, just to be really brief and kind of broad about it, that is our ministry back into the community. You see, remember, we do ministry to those who are homeless and hurting. So we provide shelter and food and clothing and everything they need when people have no place to stay.
Right.
Then they can come to the women's shelter for women and children or to the men's shelter for men. And if you're a family, don't worry, we've got you covered. We can take care of that too, because you can come here, even though the women and children will stay here at night and the man will stay at the men's mission. But you know what? You're safe, you're loved, your needs are provided for, your counsel. We do counseling, we help you get back on your feet.
Yes.
And the dad can come over and visit during the day. So it's okay and it works really well. Just that's kind of an extra little blip about the mission. But now what if you're in the community? What if you're living in your own home? But you know, maybe I've got some trouble going on. Maybe my husband lost his job, been laid off, or the company moved out of the community.
Right.
And you know what? Times are tough for us, and we've got just so much money and lots of places it has to go.
Right.
And so, Char, if I'm living in the community and I say, you know, my kids, I've got 5 kids and they're growing, and you know what? They don't have much to wear, and I tell you what, food is pretty scarce. You know, we've pretty much gone through what we have. If I called you, what would you do for me? Or what could you do for me?
First of all, I would be so grateful for that call, because that's why we're here, and the Lord is providing in advance for all these things. I would invite you in. If the need was for clothing, we would be glad to provide a clothing gift certificate for the family, and that's for our thrift stores on Sherman and Apple Avenue. And in addition, we have information on our food pantry, which is Monday and Thursday of each week. Registration is at 10 a.m. Now, if we're in a crisis or an emergency situation, absolutely can support that as well. We have emergency diapers, formula, personal items, care items as well.
We do.
And we also have emergency, did I say food items? Food items, so we can provide that assistance also right at the Peck's Street office. So we would be glad to provide those services.
If you would call like during regular day hours, you can just call our 727-6090. But if it's after hours and you need some of those things, you can still call. But when you call in, at the 727 number, you wait for the you'll have to punch in that you want to talk to the supervisor.
Right.
And she can manage it on our off hours.
Yes.
But then there's also another way that if you're in the community and it's after hours, that you could get some help. And I know you were going to mention that as well.
That as well. Yep, absolutely. The shelter supervisor can provide services off hours.
We have it.
Yep, we have that in place, as well as calling 211 for information, and that speaks about the services that are available in the entire community.
Right.
Now, you may be directed back, but in a crisis or an emergency situation, it is a resource for you as well. Well, we're very excited about our gift certificate program. We just have a conversation about the family, how many are in the family, and then we write out an actual gift certificate to be used at one of our stores, the one on Sherman or the one on Apple and Quarterline, and you're able to go in and shop for the sizes and the things that your children need. Jammies or underwear or jeans or shirts or whatever that need is.
Right.
And for mom and dad too.
Yes,
and
exactly.
so we also look for school uniforms, speaking of back to school.
Yes, you do. That's exactly right.
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely. So we have changed the program so that we better meet the needs.
Exactly. Right. Yes, we do that. So and so you can. That's another piece. I love that we give a gift certificate.
Yes.
You know, which doesn't that make you feel different? We used to call it voucher.
Yes.
And doesn't a gift certificate it sounds so much better? And that would make my heart glad to get a certificate. That is a gift.
Yes.
And it truly is a gift. So when you donate to our stores, we may sell it, and if we sell it, it keeps the stores open so that we can do this. But I also want you to know, it gets used by those who are so very much in need, and so we give a lot away from. We already told you how many things we gave away from the store last year. Over 101,000 things we gave away from the store, and I believe the value. We kind of figured the value of the clothing. Tried to think, well, but how much money would that be? I want you to know how much you've helped us to do.
Yes.
Over $35,000 worth at our prices, which are rock bottom cheap. We are probably pretty much less than any thrift store around. And so, as far as I know, we are. But the thing is, think about what you've done. Those of you who give to us, that we can turn that around and give it back into the community.
Yes.
If you didn't give it to us, we couldn't do that. And so what a blessing. And I also think too, what a joy it is, if I was a mom and my kids needed some things and my husband did, and I got to, instead of just going to a clothing closet and kind of trying to figure something that might work or might not work, I got to take a voucher. I had to take this voucher
gift certificate.
Voucher. Yeah, thank you. Gift certificate. Tell him, but a gift certificate.
We're still transitioning. A gift certificate.
Go to the store
and shop for what you need. The entire store for what you need.
Exactly. And we had, and what a blessing that would be. And I could honestly, if I saw something that would fit my child, I could get it with this gift certificate for my husband and for myself. But another thing we do, I'm going to tell one other story real quickly. But because I know that this happened, we had one lady and her daughter came and they were shopping and they were finding great delight in looking at different things. And they came up to checkout and the lady had purchased a couple really pretty flower arrangements. And we have a professional florist that does these. So when you give us artificial flowers, trust me, they don't go to waste. They will wind up in a gorgeous floral bouquet.
Yes.
And they weren't real expensive items. They were being very careful with their selection. But they had just had a fire in their home and had lost everything. And she said, where they were living, she said, I just need something to be pretty for my family. And of course, it was so very cheap. It was, next to nothing. And she was able to do that. But think about bringing sunshine to somebody's life.
Yeah, and especially during a time like that. Oh my
stress.
goodness.
I can't imagine that kind of stress. And to be able to have something that they will look at and say, oh, that is so perfect, and it just makes me feel better to look at something pretty. So anyway, so those are some of the things that we've done. We're getting close to the end of this program as well. So we want to tell you again, so with the community ministries, we have all kinds of things going on. Again, volunteers, that's good. You come and volunteer. If you call Char 727-6090 and ask for Char, and if she's not there, she'll call you back. You can leave a message. She will be happy to call you back. But if you are in need in the community, call that number as well and ask to talk to Char, because we can help you with your need. And we can help you because people are so good to us. All of you who give so generously all through the year in whatever way you can. Even maybe it's toiletries, and that's a huge need. And so we love giving that away. We give it away within the mission and to those in the community. So all of these things are just so good. But so call and talk with Char, or if it's the weekend, call 211 if you want to, or you can call here. Either way, we will get you help. But 211 is a good resource if you can't remember a whole number and you didn't have time to write it down, then you can call that. But if you call us, talk to, if it's after hours, a woman's supervisor or a man's supervisor, and they will make sure that you get what you need. So we know that. So again, I just want to, in closing, say thank you for joining us today. Thank you to all of you who donate to us. You are so good to us. Know that your donations matter. Not only to us, they matter to the people who receive them. What a blessing you are. You don't get the chance to give them to them. I want you to know that you are blessing them, and I pray that you feel a blessing in your heart for doing that. So thank you for joining us for Community Connections, and we'll be back again in a few weeks, so join us again. Have a blessed week.
Yep, absolutely. Hope to talk to you soon.